Do you have stubborn fat around your waist? It is common. If you want your lower back fat to go from this to this, I got you covered. I used to struggle with having love handles myself, and so did many of my coaching clients. I will show you exactly how to approach your training and nutrition while also discussing 4 common mistakes you need to avoid to lose those love handles. And make sure you stick around to the end of the video because I got a nice bonus for you. First, we need to get rid of this idea that you can spot reduce fat. Your body stores and burns fat as a whole. Let's use this water box as an example. The box is your body, the water within it is body fat. When you are in a calorie deficit, you start getting leaner and your body fat decreases as showcased by the water getting lower in the box. But as you can see, when I take out some body fat, I cannot determine exactly where in the box the fat is lost. It's lost as a whole. As your overall body fat percentage decreases, your love handles and every other body part will get leaner over time. Doing oblique side bend exercises will not magically help you burn more waist fat. Now, as you get leaner overall, you may feel like the fat around the waist area decreases slower than in other areas of your body. This has 2 primary reasons. First, most people genetically store more fat around the waist. So you need to lose quite a bit of fat before your waist is noticeably leaner. Secondly, research shows that the fat cells around your waist and stomach release fat slower than other body parts. This is because the fat cells around the waist contain more alpha receptors. Alpha receptors signal your fat cells to release energy slowly. There are many important organs for survival and reproduction around your waist area. So the human body likes the idea of storing more fat in this love handles area for survival purposes. You may care about flexing on the beach this summer, but your body is more focused on setting you up for long-term survival. Essentially, at the start of your fat loss phase, you may notice mostly your face, arms, and legs leaning out. But over time, as you get lean enough, your love handles will also fade away. This brings us to the first mistake most people make when they want to lose their love handles, and that is not losing enough body fat. Many people underestimate how much you need to decrease your body fat percentage. When I progressed from 25% to 20% body fat, there still was some stubborn waist fat. It wasn't until I progressed towards 50% body fat that I now really started noticing the waist getting leaner. My online coaching clients go through the same thing. My client Yasin had stubborn love handles fat, and losing that first 6 kilograms produced some progress. But it wasn't until we progressed further and lost another 6 kilograms before the love handles leaned out to the point that we accomplished our goal. For many people, when you lose that first 5 kilograms or 10 pounds, it's not enough to notice substantial changes in the waist. For males, you need to get closer to 13 to 15% body fat to mostly lean out the love handles. For females, it's getting closer to 22 to 25% body fat. With that said, there is more that we can do than just losing body fat to make your waist look leaner. Most people are looking for a V-shaped body type. There is research showing that females are more attracted to the V-shaped body type as well. I'm just putting it out there if that motivates you. Accomplishing a V-shape involves getting leaner by losing fat, but you also need to broaden your shoulders. That's why mistake number 2 in the process of losing your love handles is not prioritizing lifting weights in your approach. Just broadening your shoulders by itself can make you look leaner through a contrast effect. If you develop your lats, side deltoids, upper trapezius, upper chest, and arms, this will make your torso look wider from the top. By contrast, your waist now will look leaner. Developing the right muscle groups is key for promoting a V-shaped physique. There are 5 key exercises I like to focus on to promote broader shoulders. First, we have pull-downs to help train the lats. Alternatively, you can also use pull-ups. Secondly, we have the incline bench press to help target the upper chest muscles more. Thirdly, the wide grip barbell shrug so you can develop the upper traps. Exercise number 4 is the overhead press for overall shoulder development. And last but not least, we have the cross cable side raises to focus on developing your side deltoids, which directly contribute to a wider shoulder frame. These exercises were also the focus point of my online coaching client, Mac, throughout his fat loss journey. We combined a calorie deficit approach with consistent lifting, and as you can see, it clearly helped get rid of the love handles while promoting a V-shaped physique. Now, of course, we also need to train legs. I'm not telling you to skip leg day and only do upper body. On top of your leg training, also focus on developing the upper torso muscle groups to promote a V-shaped physique. If you, like Mac, want my guidance in your training and nutrition, you can apply to my private online coaching service by visiting the link in my description. We can set up a call to discuss your goals and get an awesome process started. The third mistake that holds many people back from losing those stubborn love handles is having poor food quality. Theoretically, you could eat junk food and still lose fat, as long as you are in a calorie deficit and consume enough protein. A nutrition professor tested this once, and it's true. Because in theory, weight loss comes down to calories in versus calories out. But in practice, it's hard to sustain a calorie deficit if you eat like crap. The progress I show you from my online coaching clients are all 3 to 6 month journeys, with sometimes even up to a year. The reason my clients are able to sustain a controlled nutrition approach for such a long time is that we incorporate filling meals with enjoyable whole foods that fit their preferences. Imagine if you try to be too loose with your nutrition by eating tons of processed foods while still attempting a calorie deficit. You would feel hungry and low in energy for most of the day. As shown in this 2019 study, a higher intake of processed foods makes calorie control more difficult because processed foods are higher in calories and less filling compared to whole foods. The learning lesson here is that we want to mostly prioritize whole foods because they are nutrient-dense and help us feel more satiated. As a rule of thumb for your meal design, with each of your meals incorporate a full palm of protein, like chicken, fish, or beef, while also incorporating 1 to 2 fists of vegetables. Now you can also add a controlled carbohydrate source, and this forms the foundation of your fat loss approach. If next to the whole food meals you also want to incorporate a small snack and fit that into your calories, by all means, go for it. I personally save 10 to 15% of my calories every day for a flexible treat as well. But just keep in mind, the majority of your nutrition needs to be whole, filling foods, so you can sustain the calorie deficit long enough to see your love handles going down. The fourth mistake is about stress management. There is this common idea that stress makes your cortisol go up, and higher cortisol means that you will directly gain more fat on the stomach. This is not exactly true. The stress hormone cortisol by itself does not make you gain fat, but stress can impact your fat loss in other ways. Research shows that stress can lead to a preference for comfort foods like high-fat and high-sugar snacks. This is because when the stress hormone cortisol goes up, the hunger hormone ghrelin also increases, as showcased by this 2011 research review of 30 studies. Also, another study shows that chronically elevated levels of cortisol may slow down abdominal fat loss. Because of the increased hunger and potentially slower fat loss around the abdominal region, stress is something to be mindful of. Everyone's situation is different. However, the research consistently shows 3 effective stress management tools. First, low-intensity walking in nature lowers cortisol. Secondly, cutting back on alcohol is helpful as well. And thirdly, get at least 7 hours of sleep per night. Most importantly, remember that every storm comes to an end if you find yourself in a stressful environment. And you have time. Do not unnecessarily rush yourself, as this will only stress you more. Famous philosopher Lao Tzu once said that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. You now have a good amount of information about how to tackle your lower back fat loss goals. Do not complicate things and take action based on what you learned today. To give you a specific first step, I will share with you an upper body training template that is focused on developing that V shape. This is the bonus that I saved for you at the end of the video. As you can see in this training example, with exercises like the lat pull down, neutral grip cable rows, shoulder pressing, incline pressing, side raises, and shrugs, we train muscle groups that focus on building a wider frame while still training the upper body in a balanced fashion. See this as a general template for your upper body workouts. If you are looking for something more personalized, I recommend you apply to my private online coaching service. You will get to work with me one-on-one, and I can personally guide you to your fitness goals, so you can become my next success story. For now, that is all for today's video. I have an awesome new video aligned for you here above to learn more about science-based training and nutrition. Go ahead and check that out, and I will see you in the next one.